the name of his monastery, which is Brahma Suti Sakayarama. So the name was given by Luang Pu Opat in Lampang. Ajahn Kamon went up with Luang Pu Anan to pay respect to Luang Pu Opat and asked Luang Pu Opat to give a name for this new monastery. And Luang Pu Opat said Suti Sakayarama. Sakayarama means temple of the Sakaya Buddha, so meaning the disciple of the Buddha. And Suti, it means purity. It is also part of Ajahn Kamon's last name because this land was given by his mother. And Luang Pu Anan asked, because it was given by his mother, that Luang Pu Anan asked Luang Pu Opat to add Brahma in front of the name, so it becomes Brahma Suti Sakayarama, because the parents, they are the Brahma of their children. So this is how the name comes to be. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So you all can sit comfortably. You can keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes. You can sit in any posture that you want in samadhi. So some of you can understand Thai, some of you cannot, so you can listen to the Thai version first and then listen to the translation later. So I arrived here yesterday evening, and this morning I was able to meet up with my monk friends, and we get to talk. So we usually, when we get together, we do not talk about serious stuff because that leads to sleepiness. So we were just talking, and many of us, many monks, we are over 40 years old. So we start to experience pain or sickness. For myself, I have a pain in my finger. And there was a Malaysian monk who can massage, who can do this massage therapy, and it was really painful. And this Malaysian monk, he said, if there's no pain, then it means there's no problem. But it means that I have a serious problem because it was really painful. And there was another foreign monk. He was sitting together with us, and he said, no pain, no gain. So I asked Ajahn Pong just now what it means. So this no pain, no gain, it was something of building up, cultivating patient endurance. So I thought it was a good topic to bring it up for today's Dhamma. Is an easy phrase, but it can be used to contemplate as Dhamma also. So as we were all listening to Ajahn Anan's Dhamma this morning, he mentioned that everyone has to struggle before they get some results from their practice. Some of you may have practiced for 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and we all have to struggle. But if you really put your effort to it, then you will eventually see the result. And that is really true. If you really think about it, if we do not get past those points of struggle, then you will not be at this point in this present moment, both in the worldly sense and in the Dhamma sense. So let's say if you just relax, enjoy yourself. If you want to eat, you eat whatever you want. If you want to sleep, you sleep. You don't train yourself. And when is the time to experience suffering, then it is really hard to solve. So we are lucky that we were born in this time and able to know Buddhism, to listen to the Dhamma, to meet the great teachers. And by listening to their Dhamma, we bring it into our practice. We don't have to seriously practice it. Even just practicing little by little, it can help solve our suffering. So when you experience suffering, then with the practice, then you will automatically think of the teachings of the Buddha or teachings of the Kruba Ajahn. So for Thai people, we are quite lucky. We are luckier than the rest of the world because we were born into Buddhism and we were able to meet many great Kruba Ajahns and listen to and read about the biography of many Kruba Ajahn from Luang Pu Man, Luang Ta Maha Bua, Luang Pu Sha, Luang Po Anan. They all come from the great lineage of practicing Sangha. But if they just teach the Dhamma, but they don't practice it, then we wouldn't have the faith in them. The reason we have faith in them is because they practiced it before and they obtained the result and they were able to show us the way to practice. And this can be considered that Thai people, we have one of the 38 Mangala which is being born in the right place. Because in Thailand, we have Buddhism as the main religion, and we have many great teachers. We don't have to fly overseas to be able to meet them. So we can start from an early age to cultivate ourselves. And we start by giving dana. This is something that it was taught to us from young age. And dana, with giving dana, it refines our heart. When we give something, when we help others, then we start to feel full in our heart. And our mind, our heart can be cool and collected. And with this joy from giving dana, then we build up the faith. And by giving dana or giving alms to the monks, then this is the chance for children to be close to the monks, to be close to the Kruba Ajahn. And nowadays, we can still be able to do that. Or even though we may have work and we cannot come to the monastery, we can still make donation from online banking, and that we can still keep the connection with the Sangha. But if we come to the monastery often, then we won't be shy when we meet the monks, when we meet the Kruba Ajahn. So it all starts from dana. It is the best way to lead into Buddhism. And eventually, when we come to the monastery more and more often, and we start to listen to the Dhamma, and we have a chance to have conversation with the monks, receiving Dhamma from the Kruba Ajahn, and we start to practice 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, then this built up and it developed your heart. Before, we can consider our mind being coarse, and we can fix that, we can develop, we can refine it by developing morality, having precepts. So, for example, if you drink alcohol, if you just had a drink and you come to the temple to talk with the monks, do you think the monks would want to talk to you? So, if you want to be close to the Kruba Ajahn, we have to ask ourselves, are we able to keep the precepts? The easiest ones are the 5 precepts. Even though now you cannot do all 5, whichever one you can do, it is easier to keep that precept. But if some of them you cannot do, then you have to put the effort into to overcome your kilesas, your desires. And if you practice morality, then you may have a question that you want to ask the Kruba Ajahn, that I have a lot of suffering, what should I do? But sometimes even before you ask that question, then you realize that you can fix that by keeping the sila, having morality. So the Buddha taught that having dana and sila is very important. We all want to obtain peace. We all want to have samadhi. But to be able to do that, you have to have a firm foundation. The dana and sila, they are the foundation of acquiring samadhi. So sila is the control of our body and speech. And there might be a question that I am keeping the sila, but how am I still suffer? This is one of the classic questions frequently asked. But if we keep listening to the Dhamma of the Kruba Ajahn, then we can realize that we suffer because of our mind. The mind can still have bad thoughts, unwholesome thoughts, and this cannot be helped. You have to realize that you're not breaking any precepts, but having bad thoughts coming up, it can still happen because we are not devas, we are not Arya Pukala, noble being. So it is impossible to not have unwholesome thoughts. But we can develop our heart by practicing samadhi. And with a peaceful mind, you can notice that these thoughts, they are not of us, they are not ourselves. Before you practice, you may think negatively of your unwholesome thoughts. Then you put pressure on yourself and then you become stressed. But once we were able to listen to the Dhamma and we bring it into our practice, then it is just like we are walking along a path and there's something blocking the way. And we just throw those obstacles to the side of the path and we just keep walking. In the beginning, it might be a bit difficult, but if you keep contemplating and practicing, then you will see the result in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And you will understand that the suffering, they don't just go away, all of it. But you can ask yourself whether you're satisfied with that. For me, I feel satisfied. So if before the scale of suffering is the scale of 10, it may not go down all the way to 0, but it may be 5, 4, 3, and that is okay. So we have to put the effort in our practice, whether it's acquiring mindfulness, sitting samadhi, walking meditation, staying with our breath, or contemplating our body. All these practice, they all come down to acquiring wisdom, to be able to let go of your sense of self. So you have to put in the effort, as in the saying, no pain, no gain. And this is a good phrase that I listened to this morning, and I think it was a good Dhamma topic for today. So remember that if you do not struggle today, then you won't be able to be comfortable in the future. So I have given enough points for today, so I will stop here.